The storm had swallowed the Montana mountains for 3 relentless days, turning the wilderness into a frozen, silent world. Ethan Miller, a former Army medic who had chosen solitude after years of service, stepped outside his small log cabin to check his traps before daylight faded again. The icy wind cut across his face like sharp blades, carrying with it the distant howl of the storm still brewing over the peaks. He took a careful step forward, boots sinking into the fresh snow. But before he could take another, something unusual caught his eye beneath a fallen pine tree. Ethan froze, breath hitching in his chest. Curled tightly under the thick branches was a small figure, fragile, unmoving, barely visible beneath layers of snow. As he moved closer, his heart dropped. It was a child. An Apache boy, no older than 8, trembling violently, cheeks pale, lips cracked, and eyes half open with exhaustion. Ethan knelt down, gently brushing snow from the boy's face. His skin was ice cold to the touch. Anyone else might have panicked, but Ethan's medical training surged forward, steady and instinctive, guiding every movement. He removed his own coat despite the biting wind and wrapped it around the child with practiced precision, sealing in whatever body heat he could. The boy's breath was shallow, each inhale a desperate attempt to cling to life. Ethan lifted him carefully, cradling him close to his chest, shielding him from the storm. He trudged back toward the log cabin, snow crunching beneath every step, the weight of the child feeling heavier not because of size, but because Ethan knew what hypothermia looked like and how close this boy was to losing the fight. Inside the warmth of the cabin, Ethan placed the child near the fireplace, stoking the flames higher. He moved quickly, boiling water, warming broth, laying out blankets, and rubbing the boy's cold hands to bring circulation back. He worked with a silent urgency, the same focused determination he'd once used on battlefields far away. Hours passed as he monitored the boy's breathing, checking his pulse, making sure his body temperature rose slowly. The storm raged outside, but inside, the battle for life continued with equal intensity. The next morning, the child stirred but didn't speak. His eyes fluttered open, dark and full of exhaustion yet carrying a quiet resilience. Ethan fed him small sips of warm soup, speaking softly, reassuring him even though he didn't know whether the boy understood English or had the strength to respond. Over the next 4 days, Ethan committed himself to the boy's recovery, watching over him through the long, icy nights, warming water for baths, tending frostbite wounds, and comforting him whenever he whimpered in pain or fear. The cabin had never felt so alive or so heavy with responsibility. As slowly, the child began to regain strength. On the 3rd night, as the fire crackled softly, the boy finally whispered his name, Toma. The single word was fragile, almost lost in the sound of the burning wood, but to Ethan, it was a victory. He smiled gently, introducing himself in return.